And I just feel like you don't respect my time. Out of a 5-day school week, she was probably late 4 of the days and probably only on time 1 of the days. And the one day that she was on time, it was probably because I didn't take her. So that just goes to show how bad I was struggling with my time. Yeah, I have the choice to not do it. I could wait till tomorrow morning. I could wait to do it, but future me will be thankful. And that's the takeaway for this video. Hello, beautiful. Welcome back to my channel. I am Kiana. If you are new here, what's up and welcome. In alignment with my last video, I also want to help you guys with bettering yourself in general. And a big part of that for me personally was time management. I want to make videos like this for you all because once again, helping you all also helps me hold myself accountable and make sure that I do the things that I say I'm trying to do. So yeah, I just wanted to come on and just make a quick little video about time management and give y'all some tips on how to better manage your time. Now, of course, I'm doing this from the perspective of a hairstylist, whether you work an evening job, whether you're a hairstylist like me. No matter who you are, I think that these tips will definitely work for you all. And if you like this video and these tips that I'm giving you, be sure to go ahead and subscribe to my channel, like this video, and comment down below and let me know if you decided to do so. But yeah, y'all, let's get right into the video. I have the tips on my phone. Once again, I'm using my phone just to keep me on track. So yeah, let's get right into it. Okay, real quick, let me tell y'all the story of what really triggered me to want to become better with my time. So I had a client. This was probably like my first year being here in Atlanta. I had a new client. She had never come to me before. I think that I had a client already and I was taking a little bit longer on her hair, and I was going to be over a little bit. So I asked her, hey, can I move your appointment up an hour? Can you come, an hour later or whatever? And of course she takes back, like, hey, yeah, that's fine. So she came that hour later. I got her in, got her done, and she loved her hair. And, we had great conversation during her appointment, and it was just great. So she books again her next appointment, and it comes around. And this time, I think this is when I was actually like running late to get to the salon for her appointment. And I shot her a text. I'm like, hey, I'm running just a few minutes behind, but I'm on the way. And so she's like, okay. And so I got here. She's already here waiting for me. We go inside and, get started doing her hair. And I'm doing her hair. I think I may have been like 5 minutes late. And I'm doing her hair and, we're just talking and talking. And I'm almost done with her hair, probably about 75% done. And she says to me, can I tell you something? And I'm like, okay, like what you got to tell me, girl? Because we don't know each other like that, but sure, go ahead, tell me. You need somebody to vent to? Come on, let's do it. So she says, I really like you. I really do like you, and I want to see you be better than what you currently are. I think that you're probably struggling with your time management, and and I personally, as a client, I don't like that. She was like, this is your second time being late for my appointment, and I just feel like you don't respect my time. Y'all, when I tell you I'm up to braid her hair, and I'm like, oh shit, hold on, oh shit, hold on, wait a minute. So I started getting a little flustered because I'm like, oh wait, girl, this only our second time. Like, this is only our second date, sis. Not you reading me to the fifth, but it was well needed, well deserved. So I'm receiving everything that she's saying to me. She's telling me, how she used to struggle with her time and how someone had to sit down and tell her that they, basically the same thing she was telling me, like, being late is an indication that you don't respect a person's time. And she's like, I don't know. She said, I know for a fact that that's not what your intentions were. She's like, but someone else could easily receive that and they not tell you. And I'm like, dang, like a light bulb just went off. Like, I've been up here, really playing with people's time. So she just told me all these things and, was just giving me tips on how to be on time and, how to be better. She's like, because just because you're a mom does not mean that, oh, you get a pass for being late. That was number one. And I'm like, okay, all right, let's slap that excuse out the window. She's like, just because traffic does not mean that you get a pass for being late. Let's slap that excuse out the window. Like every single excuse that I could possibly come up with, she's like, but you could still be better. But you could still be better. But you could still be better. Like, okay, I get it. I get it. I got what you're saying. I receive it. I hear you. And from that point on, I was like, oh, I gotta be better. Now, granted, it wasn't the next day that I was just being on time for every single thing, for every single client, to every single event. But that was the starting point for me to help me to realize and open my eyes like, oh, I have to be better. I have to be better. And it also helped me to realize like I'm not reaching certain areas in my life because God wants me to be better. God is like, I need you to manage your time better so that I can take you to the places where I need to take you, because the people that I'm about to, connect you with, they're not going to be accepting of you being 15 minutes late for whatever it is. That's not going to be okay in the rooms that I'm about to take you into. So I need you to perfect this right now. And that's why I am in the place that I'm in right now, trying to be the best version of me and trying to be the more on time version of me, trying to really respecting my clients' time, respecting, the school's time, respecting, other people's time, events that I'm attending, trying to be more on time for that. I'm just really trying to be better. And it was just that one simple conversation with that client that just opened it all up, opened Pandora's box for me, and helped me to realize that, oh, this is a whole big problem and I didn't even realize it. Let me get control now. Let me figure out how to fix this now and what work needs to be done so that I can be the best me that I can be. And that's it. So yeah, now let's get back into these steps so that, I can help y'all to be the best version of you. Sorry for the long story, but I just wanted to give y'all a little bit of an intro of why I am here today. So yeah. All right, so the first tip that I would give you is prepping for the next day. So for me personally, that means cleaning my kitchen, prepping my water jug, preparing my gym clothes if I'm going to go to the gym the next day. And if I'm not going to the gym, then just getting out my clothes for the next day. And also doing the same thing for my children, getting their clothes together, making sure that everything is laid out so that the next day, the next morning, it can go as smooth and as easy as possible. And that way we can be on time to wherever we're trying to get to. And this also helps with just making my morning a lot easier or my day a lot easier. So that way I don't wake up feeling anxious. Prepping the night before definitely helps me save time the next morning. I know that this is probably like a generic across the board. Everybody probably tells you, go ahead and prep your stuff the night before. I really didn't learn this until I read the book, The 5 a.m. Club, I think. And a lot of these tips do come from that book. If you have not read it, I highly recommend that you read it. It's called The 5 a.m. Club. I cannot think of the author, but he talked about, just doing small things to help. Like if you want to go to the gym, setting out your gym clothes and, getting yourself ready in that way. So whatever it is that you want to achieve, then just doing the things to prepare yourself so you're more likely to actually do it. So yeah, that's tip number 1. Tip number 2. Now this one is a lot. I don't think that y'all probably done heard this one nowhere else, but I actually learned it from my mom, who she also struggled with time management and being on time. Well, I can say time management, but definitely struggled with being on time. That's where I got that from originally. It was my mama. We were never on time for anything. So, when I became an adult and I realized like now she's being on time for things and she's, being better with her time. I'm like, hold on. Not the queen herself, the queen of being late is actually on time. I gotta be better. So yeah, this tip is to set your clocks a few minutes ahead. So me, I have all my clocks set to 10 minutes ahead. So right now it is currently, in actual time, is 3:14 p.m. My personal line, I have set my clock on my phone at 10 minutes ahead. Every single clock in my house is 10 minutes ahead. So it's going to say 3:24. So that way, in my mind, this teaches me or makes me think that I don't have as much time as I actually have, because I'm a person who overestimates my time. I always overestimate my time. Like if I have somewhere to be at 5 o'clock, I'm like, oh, and it's, now 1 o'clock. I'm like, oh, I got 4 hours to prepare for this. Is plenty of time. Well, we all know that 4 hours go by like no time. That just helps me, like, so if my clock is 10 minutes ahead, that helps me to think that, oh, I don't have this much time. I really need to be rushing. And I've had to train myself to actually believe, like, that's what the clock says, that's what time it is. This has really helped me with getting my babies to school on time. At the start of the school year, I was like rushing in. Like, my daughter was probably late to school. You know, out of a 5-day school week, she was probably late 4 of the days and probably only on time 1 of the days. And the one day that she was on time, it was probably because I didn't take her. So that just goes to show how bad I was struggling with my time. Showing up for clients, like I would come in, 10, 15 minutes late, texting my clients all the time, like, hey, I'm running behind, I'm late, da 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 da. Like, all the time, I was just struggling with this. So definitely setting my clocks back 10 minutes has truly, truly helped me to, or setting it forward 10 minutes has truly helped me to cut down on me overestimating my time and being more on time. So I think that you should try that too. Set your clocks ahead. You can set it ahead 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, however bad late you are. Just see what works for you. Like I said, 10 minutes works for me. It has definitely helped me to be better with being on time to places and having my children on time to places. Now, granted, I'm still, work in progress. So now, every now and again, I'm like, oh shoot, I was pushing too close. But it definitely has helped. Tip number 3. This is probably also one that's very generic, and you're probably gonna hear it every single time you talk to someone about time management, but waking up earlier. So if you know that you have to be at work at 8 a.m. and right now you're waking up at 7, you may want to start waking up at 6:30 or 5:50, just to allow yourself that time. Waking up earlier, it goes along with, prepping your night. That easy morning that I was talking about, that morning of, having a relaxed morning. You're not feeling rushed. You're not feeling like, oh my gosh, I got to do all these things in such a small window of time. Wake up earlier, get up earlier. So right now I'm still working at this. I'm going to claim that I am a morning person because I truly, truly, truly want to be that great morning person. But in actuality, I do struggle to get up early. Really and truly, my goal is to wake up at 5 a.m. every morning. I went from waking up at 7:15 and needing to be out of the house by 7:55, 8 o'clock so that I can get my kids to school on time and get myself to work on time. I went from waking up at 7:15 to now 6:45, 6:50 at the latest. Like I said, my goal is to get up at 5 a.m. every morning, or at least like 5:30. Make the goal small so that you can, slowly build upon it. So I do wake up sometimes at 5, and that's great for me, but I'm not like hard on myself if I don't get up at 5. So yeah, that's tip number 3 or 4. I forgot where I am. So tip number 4, if you have to be somewhere, let's say you have to be at work at 8, tell yourself that you have to be there 15 minutes earlier, 20 minutes earlier, because now you're forcing yourself to get there. Like, if you tell yourself, oh, I got to be there at 7:45 or I got to be there at 7:30, you're going to get there. If you're already a late person and getting there later than 7:30, now you're on time. So tell yourself in your mind, yeah, okay, I gotta be there at 8. Cool. Thank you for telling me that. Erase that. Now, me personally, I gotta be there at 7:30. And that will help you to be on time. That will help people to feel like, oh, they're a very punctual person. They're great with time. They're always here. And see, a thing for me with not wanting to be on time at first was like, I don't want to get somewhere on time and then be waiting for whatever it is to start. It's okay. It's okay, because that means that now I get to wherever I gotta be. I can sit down, I can, prep, I can prepare, I can, go get a drink if I need to, if it's some kind of event. I can, I don't have to rush getting there. Like, if traffic is coming or whatever, if it's traffic that day, I can handle that traffic. I'm not, so it's just all these different things that telling yourself you have to be there earlier will help you with. So yeah, that was tip number 5. And tip number 4, and now we're on to the last tip. The very last tip that I have is find your motivation. Let's figure out the reason as to why you want to be better with your time. And once you figure out that reason, make that your driving force every single time. So anytime you're faced with, I could be late, or I have the choice of being on time or not being on time, think about your motivation. So my motivation is, I want to relieve some stress. And this is unnecessary stress. Time management is unnecessary stress. I want to relieve myself of that stress. And then also I want others to feel like I respect their time with me being on time. And I don't want to feel rushed. I do not want to feel rushed. And feeling rushed for me equates to more stress, and I don't need no more stress. I already got enough stress. So if I can alleviate this little bit of stress with just showing up on time, then I'm going to do it. At night when I'm like laying in bed already and I'm like, dang, I really, need to get my clothes out for the gym in the morning. And I'm sitting there constantly like, well, I could just do it in the morning. Or I need to go, make sure that the kids' clothes are out, or laundry is done, or dishes are done, whatever it is that I'm trying to convince myself to do, then I will say, yeah, I have the choice to not do it. I could wait till tomorrow morning. I could wait to do it, but future me will be thankful. And that's the takeaway for this video. If you become better with your time management and become more on time and relieve yourself of the stress of time, your future self will thank you. Your future self will be so grateful that you sat up that extra 30 minutes to clean your kitchen, because now you get to what your future self is getting to wake up in peace and see that clean kitchen. My future self is so thankful that I decided to go ahead and get that gas the night before instead of waiting until the morning of. Now I'm crunched for time. You see what I'm saying? Like, y'all see where I'm going with this? That's something that helps me, and I think that will help you too, knowing that your future self will be thankful that you chose to make the right decision and do whatever it was that you needed to do ahead of time. So yeah, that's all the tips that I have. I hope that this was very helpful to you all. I hope that y'all found something useful in this video. Like I said, this is the month of January, and I feel like a lot of us have set some goals and we're trying to become better us. And so I just want to make some videos to hopefully help you all and encourage you to become a better you and someone that you're proud of. So making these videos and encouraging y'all to be better helps me to be better as well, because now I'm holding myself accountable. I can't tell y'all to be on time and then I'm still, here being late and not doing right. So that's just it. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Like I said, I hope that you found it in peace. And if you have not yet, remember to go ahead and subscribe to my channel, like this video, and comment down below and let me know what are some tips that you have. Comment, let me know, because your girl is a work in progress. So let's talk about it in the comments. And yeah, if nobody has told you recently, just know that I love you. You matter, you're important, and you're amazing. Bye, y'all.